Attention citizens, the Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War demo is out now. A rip-roarin' retro take on mankind's struggle against the bug menace. Brought to us by publisher DOTEMU, who is also sponsoring this video. We thank and salute you, DOTEMU, for your kind service to humanity. Want to prove you got what it takes to be a true citizen and not some weakling destined for washout lane? Then play the demo now by clicking my link in the description, or in my pinned comment. And do your part, because the only good bug is a dead bug. Ultimate Bug War is being developed by Auroch Digital, the same studio behind the 2023 boomer shooter Warhammer 40k Bolt Gun, a title I was a big fan of. There, they essentially took classic 90s FPS gameplay and brought it to the 40k universe. And with Bug War, they're essentially doing the same with Starship Troopers, striving to make the video game tie-in we wish we got back in 1997. In today's video, I'll be taking you through the demo, lending my thoughts on its various mechanics and qualities, and touching on a few things that might need a little work.
Just remember, Ultimate Bug War may be your ticket to fast-track citizenship.
Ultimate Bug War is going to feature an original story set during the events of the first film. However, the narrative is taking a unique meta approach, in that the game is being depicted as a recruitment tool developed by the fictional FedDev, a state-sponsored software developer of the United Citizen Federation, giving the would-be soldiers of the Starship Troopers universe a quote-unquote first-hand account of the first Bug War, complete with FMV cutscenes of an aged Johnny Rico played by none other than Casper Van Dien.
Say hello to Major Samantha Dietz, who not only stars in Ultimate Bug War, but also helped advise on his production.
Play, then enlist, then join the real fight.
Unique is definitely the word to describe it. However, the approach seems fitting for Starship Troopers, and I'm sure will be rife with satire befitting the original film.
Surf's up, Trooper! Hope you like the smell of salt water and barbecued bug carcass.
The demo features one mission, Operation Razor Wire, where you must stop a bug onslaught on Zegama Beach, a vacation resort island.
Get ready, Sammy. We're coming up on the landing site.
What are the bugs doing down there?
Looks like they're storming the beaches.
Hey, just like history class.
Let's hope not.
You play as Sammy Dietz, who, with the help of her pilot BFF, must rid these pristine sands of the filthy bug menace, while also trying to uncover information on the deadly assassin bug. What is the assassin bug, you ask? I don't know. Looks like we're gonna have to play the full game to find out. Like Auroch's Bolt Gun title, Bug War is largely a throwback to the shooters of the 90s and early 2000s. But where Bolt Gun draws from classics like Quake and Doom, Bug War seems to draw from Medal of Honor, Allied Assault and Frontline specifically, as well as Halo. You are fighting within a sizable battlefield, surrounded by enemies, only able to carry 2 weapons at a time, and are backed by a squadron of NPC soldiers, who have a nasty habit of getting in the way. Thank goodness there's no punishment for friendly fire.
Everybody fights, nobody quits.
Of course, this is also evident in the visuals, with the world rendered in a low poly style and painted with pixelated textures, evocative of late 90s first-person shooters. Your NPC companions, in fact, are rendered as sprites, in a style not all that dissimilar from how Auroch rendered enemies in Bolt Gun. However, the bugs themselves are rendered as 3D models, which was a wise choice, as I'm doubtful depicting them as sprites would have done them as much justice, especially with their modeling and animations making them feel true to their movie versions. The sizable tropical map is completely non-linear. When you touch down, you have multiple objectives marked by waypoints, and it's completely up to you the order at which you take them on. The objectives largely involve pushing back insect assaults, but also have you destroying bug siege cannons with explosives. You'll also have to contend with the bug spawning nests, that will need a good grenade chuck to destroy. The demo actually had some decent replay value. On a second playthrough, I chose a different direction from the start, tackled objectives in a different order, and I found I was running into other skirmishes I completely missed the first time around, and happening upon other weapons tucked away that I passed over too. The shooting so far fits the bill of what you would expect from a Starship Troopers game. The guns have a good rapid pop to them, and more importantly, the bugs crunch and explode when fired upon, sending their bug goo everywhere. Satisfying. Oh, and just like in Bolt Gun, there's a taunt key to let our plucky Sammy talk smack to the arachnids.
You're on good fight, Bug!
There's a solid arsenal to enjoy here, with weapons taken straight from the movie. The classic battle rifle, of course, the scoped Hawkeye, which is great for dropping flying enemies, and a beefy shotgun that has an awfully generous range. You'll also come across heavy weaponry like the E-Pulse 88, basically a laser cannon that can make short work of the big bugs. Something to note is that there's an active reload mechanic in the vein of Gears of War, where during reloading, tapping the reload key again in just the right spot will shorten the reload time. I just wish the graphic for it popped up somewhere in the center of the screen instead of being tucked in the bottom right. I'm not a fan of taking my eyes off the center of the screen when the bugs are trying to bite my face off. During the demo, I found support items to be key. If you're low on ammo or hurting, you can call for resupply drops that bring the bullets, med packs, and armor, as well as new weapons. But the tactical support items are where it's at. Essentially lethal air support that comes in a few varieties, like a powerful bombing run, gunship support where you get to man its turret for a short period of time, along with what is essentially a tactical nuke.
Good work defending the station. Troopers are on their way to the next island.
Well, that right there is just plain neat.
There are still plenty of bugs for you to kill right here.
A real treat, though, is piloting the M7 Razorback mechs. These hefty steel warriors have a meaty machine gun, great for splattering bugs and demolishing bug nests, but the real star is the chainsaw arm, and believe you me, splattering the bugs with it is a simple pleasure. The downside, though, is the Razorback has limited fuel, and when it runs out, it self-destructs, which can be handy to decimate a group of bugs, but also might take out your squad mates. Seriously, you guys need to get out of the way. Overall, from the weaponry to the hardware, there is a lot of good stuff to play with in this demo. And having it all in such an open map made this demo feel sort of like a Starship Troopers sandbox, a playground of extermination.
Looks like you've landed yourselves in some trouble.
Now, by and large, I had a good time with this demo, but I do have a few critiques that I hope to see addressed in the full release. I've alluded to it a few times in the video, but yeah, the NPC AI is a bit problematic at the moment in that your companions just plain get in the way. Too many times I would happen upon an enemy only for my squad mates to swoop in right in front of me and block my shot. Or in the midst of a firefight, I'll bunch up in front of a bug, again blocking my shot and getting themselves splattered. Usually by me. Oops. It actually got outright comedic, like when I would set up charges to blow up a bug cannon, they simply wouldn't move out of the way of the blast. Again, there's no penalty for friendly fire, and to be fair, squad mates will continually respawn. Plus, I suppose you could see it as something in the spirit of Starship Troopers, as they all bunch up together like this in the movie too.
The dropships are back in action.
But it does get annoying, and at the very least, I wish there was a way to shoo them out of the way or something.
I'm with you!
My other bit of feedback is that I wish there was more going on between objectives. During the objectives themselves, there's a ton going on. The game turns into a big frantic firefight, which is great, but when traveling to the next objective waypoint on foot, while it does give the player a breather, things can feel a little too quiet and empty. A little too much dead air. Now, I don't necessarily need insanity thrown at me constantly, but I just wish there was more going on. More bug attacks, ambushes, maybe NPC civilians running around in terror, particularly in spots where you can hear them screaming. In all fairness, there are bug nests you'll run into, but I do think the intensity can be turned up. I think more can be done to make this feel like a chaotic battlefield.
I've started the upload ores. How long's it gonna take?
It's a lot of data, Sammy. Exabytes of classified research. Could be a while.
However, I will say the demo ends strongly. Your final objective is to defend a satellite uploading a data package, and it turns into a big bug swarm as the sky turns red, arachnids stampede in mass around the perimeter, and things get real crowded for you and your squaddies. The exact sort of thing I expect from a Starship Troopers game, and I hope the final game has more situations like this in store. Judging by this demo, Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War is shaping up nicely. For me, it's checking the boxes of a fun retro shooter, and just about every aspect feels like a love letter to the original film. While I think a few aspects need improvement before the full release, in all, this could have a shot at being the next bright spot in the licensed game pantheon. But you don't have to take my word for it. Again, the Ultimate Bug War demo is available now, and you should absolutely play it for yourself by clicking the link in the description or in my pinned comment. There's no firm release date for Ultimate Bug War yet, but it is slated for the first quarter of 2026 for PC and consoles. And before we wrap up, I want to say thank you again to DOTEMU for sponsoring this video. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like, subscribe, share, and smack that bell. It's a huge help for the algorithm and getting my videos seen by more people. If you want to join my Discord, the link is down below, along with my affiliate links. I'm Kirk, and thank you for watching this video. Stay safe out there.